offense and your defense are both feeling like they could have played better tonight. You still won by 31. I mean, what's that say about your team and where you guys are at right now?
I think that's their standard that they prepare with. You know, you're looking for each and every week to get better. You know, I wouldn't say perfection, but progress. And you know, they want to make plays. And I think when guys miss an opportunity, that's frustrating because you work on it. And so I think that's where it comes in. Now, make no mistake about it. We just talked about it. It's hard to win every week in college football, and to do it on the road. So I told those guys, enjoy it. You know, we're never in that mindset. This is just what we do. Every single week is a challenge. We played a good Colorado State team. They were ready to play us. They were excited. They were well coached. And our guys came out here, started fast, and got after it. And yes, did we play perfectly? No. Is that our standard? No. But we come here to win the game. That's what we wanted to get done. Absolutely. So I'm very proud of those guys. And we take a lot of pride together in going out there and finding ways to win.
You guys put a new spin on the double pass, letting Shane throw it. What does that do for you to kind of break tendency? And, you know, obviously an element of surprise when the guy hasn't thrown one his whole career.
Well, there you go. And, you know, he's a guy that said he can get it done. You know, Shane's been one of our better players for a long time. And he continues to, every single week, in my opinion, get better. This is just another part of his game. You know, another tool in his toolbox, so to speak. The only thing I told him is don't leave it short. And you go out there for your first pass and you throw a touchdown, that's pretty good. Now the guy he's throwing it to is pretty good as well. So Thomas set it up, you know, and to me that's part of some of the things that we do, but it's giving those guys opportunities, and they've seen it in the past and they want to have their shot of doing it. They work really hard on it. You don't know how many reps we get on that before we actually go out there and run it for that one touchdown. They executed it. And so really excited for those guys and just that play. And I thought Coach Strinkers did a great job of calling it at the right time.
Sportback and McNichols, I think, had 350 yards and 4 touchdowns or something between the two of them. They've obviously been on a roll. What did you see out of those two guys? I mean, it's about as good as those two guys have been.
Yeah, I didn't know that. They've elevated their game, you know, each week. Thomas, you know, had the one kind of backed up there that went for a touchdown, big play. You know, Jeremy, I thought, ran really hard tonight, physical, and it showed up. And that was the mentality we wanted to establish in the run game. But, you know, those two guys, yes, they played extremely well. And we had opportunities to get them the football. The other guys around them that also touched it, Jake Rowe, Shane, you know, Brett. There's a lot of guys, the O-line, everybody's really making all those things happen. So that's part of the execution, yes. That's why I think you hear some of these guys go, we can do even better. Great. Then we'll go back to work and we'll find ways to improve and be more consistent.
It's a memorable week for Darian. What can you say about him and how he kind of, the week he had, and to come out tonight and have the pick?
Yeah, uncommon. You know, I guess that's the best way to describe it. Just an uncommon person. There's a reason he's a captain. There's a reason he's on the side of our stadium. Had a baby girl this week, missed practice. Gets back there with his team, and you know, he's just a guy that's got a maturity about him at practice, even on the sideline during games, whether we're up or not. It's not about motivating him. It's just about, you know, what's next. And he feeds off that and understands what he has to do as a leader of his team to help, you know, motivate the rest of the guys or keep everybody focused, whatever that is. But yeah, what an awesome week for him. And you know, to have him out here, the type of game he had tonight. He had one pick tonight. Yeah, big pick. I mean, here's a guy that's been doing this for a while now and playing each and every game better and better. So excited for him and his family.
What was that like for the whole team? It seemed like a lot of the players were saying they kind of got, it was a cool week for them too, just with everything that happened.
It is. Yeah, that's one of our. It's one of our leaders. It's one of our teammates, and not that everybody, you know, their age is going through that experience, but you know, here's a guy that's going through it and has kept the staff and I'm sure the players up to speed on what's going on. And you know, he had his moment, and he had something in his life that you know, a lot of us have experienced that has changed his life. And then he's back with his teammates, and he can bring that experience to the rest of the family. So to me, that's where, outside of the game, you know, that's what college football is about, is you have people that have different lives and they bring that experience to the rest of the team and they can share it with them, so they are excited for him.
How much practice did he miss?
1 day. Yeah, and probably needed it. You know, probably why he was fresh tonight, you know, but he missed a day of practice. I'm sure he didn't miss any film. You know, he made that up. I know right now he's tired, and that hasn't affected him, and he hasn't said anything that, Coach, this might affect me. He's just been ready to play and wasn't going to miss it. And I'm sure looking forward to getting home tonight and seeing his family.
Your defense tonight a little different, not quite as dominant, but it seemed like every time they needed a play to keep it out of the end zone, they came up with a big play, a turnover, something to get things back to you guys.
Well, I think you saw it tonight too. I thought our defense played really well, but we played against a team that was going to try to be physical and run the ball. And when you're running ISO, downhill, fullback lead, that's tough. That's tough to defend against. And Colorado State got onto a roll. Mike Bobo does a great job with the offense of getting that set up, and they made a few plays, and they got arguably one of the maybe the best wide receiver in our conference, and our guys did a great job against him. So yeah, we played a really good team. We don't expect to have 0 points every single game, but we expect to compete. And then you saw that when it was time to make plays, they stepped up and they made plays. They got us one time on the touchdown. We really wanted that, and we thought we had the right play called, and they got us. And from that point on, they didn't get us after that.
Jeremy's toughness, that element to this offense, how important is that?
Well, you see it out there. That brings a swagger. The guy with the ball in his hands, especially running back when he's running physical. There's a swagger that it brings, not just to the offensive side, but the rest of the team that watches him to go out there and one, to be elusive, but two, to be physical when needed. And to me, that's what the run game's about, at least to how we want to do it. And that's something that we've got to continue to keep preaching, and I say preaching, but something that we're going to continue to keep emphasizing. But our guys understand that, and they know how important that is to our success.
Is he okay? I saw he came off and he wasn't convinced.
I don't know the status. He didn't come back in, and so we'll figure it out where he's at after tonight. But not coming in, that's a problem.
You guys had a bunch of people hobble off. Everybody else okay?
I think they're okay. Some bumps and bruises. We're at that point of the season now where there's little nagging injuries. I got a little hip pointer. I got a little banged up quad. I got a calf strain. There's all these little things, and every team in America is going through it. And it's all about the recovery and how you can play with it. Because fall camp day one, that's the best we were ever going to feel. And we're starting to see that playing physical games. But tonight, one of the most physical teams we played. And, these guys will be sore. We're going to have to get them back in a hurry, quick turnaround before we head up to go play Utah State and another physical game.
It took 7.5 minutes to ask about Brett, but the way he played tonight.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah,
I almost thought we were going to get out of it.
339 yards passing, another try, just the way he managed the offense tonight.
Did a great job. Yeah, he really did. Brett played really well tonight. And probably the one that stood out was where he didn't panic and threw the one to McNichols down the sideline and just stayed back there and trusted his protection. He's seeing some things and feeling some things out there, and that's a credit to Coach Drinkwitz, it's a credit to him and his prep, but I was very proud of the way that he played tonight, and I just see him each game getting better and better. So, you know what, we got to keep doing that next week.
You brought Jay on this trip, which is a little different kind of setup than you
Secret
usually
weapon.
see. Yeah, what went into that? Why were you comfortable, I guess, bringing a guy on the trip with you like that?
He wanted to go. I was wanting. It started with that. He wanted to go, and I asked him, "Do you want to travel with us?" And he's like, "Yeah." And to me, I don't know if I can explain it. I know I've tweeted it out though, but once a Bronco, always a Bronco. And he left early. These are his guys. These are the guys he's been with. He's at another level right now, but still, he's got that Bronco in him. And it was awesome to have him here. Jeb Putzier was here on the sideline, so to see him. But to have our guys back, that's what we're all about. We want as much of our ex-players that we can have back and around us. That's what it's all about, and it's important for our guys to see that too.
I know we're going to talk to you in like 14 hours, but I mean, the stretch you guys are on right now, we look at the schedule, 3 out of 4 road games, back-to-back, short week now, another road game. What kind of stretch is this for you guys, and what do you have coming up this week?
It's tough. It's really tough. And not against easy football teams either. We're going from Colorado State, one of the most physical teams in our league, to Utah State, maybe the most physical team in our league that we're going to go play, both on the road. Bye weeks usually happen right about now, and we don't have it until week 9. And this is uncharted territory for myself, for putting a bye week this late, and it is what it is. We're going to have to deal with it, so we're going to have to find ways to be creative to keep our guys healthy and to have them ready to play. But we also knew what we were getting into before we started. And we knew this was going to be the run right here. These 2 weeks is going to be difficult with the short turnaround. How we handle it, don't know yet. That remains to be seen until Friday night.
You guys,
Go ahead.
after CSU they had a long drive on you guys. They converted 2 fourth downs. He had a 10-yard penalty, but then he had an 85-yard touchdown. How big was that to just respond really quickly after a long drive like that?
That's a great answer, by the offense. To come back and just go, okay. We come right back out and we answer right back. Guys didn't flinch. And to me, that's the key ingredient.